Hello everybody, good day. My name is Shravan and I'm from Rulepaperacademy Enterprise Driven Learning. We're here to help you to understand how any of the technology in enterprise is going to take. So today especially I'm going to focus on how you can install Jenkins and how you can integrate Jenkins with Active Directory. Because once you go to the enterprise, Jenkins local users you're not going to use anymore. And mostly you have to integrate with the Active Directory so that you can leverage existing identity management where you have mostly Active Directory so that it will be very tightly coupled and integrated. So let's get started with it. And here it is my Jenkins master server, which I just named it, but I haven't installed anything on this. As you see, it is pretty. And if you look at what is the version on this is running, it is CentOS 7.5, which I'm running as a core as minimal base installation. So I haven't done any other installation on this. Even in this tutorial, I'm going to help you how you can install Jenkins on it. So to install the Jenkins, first you need to have the Java installation as a JDK, and for that you can install pretty of Java install Java, but it will install you OpenJDK. For Jenkins, it should be pretty fine enough, but when you want to install some other plugins, could be a Maven or could be some other integral plugins, then you need an JDK, not an OpenJDK. So for that, what we'll do, we'll go to browser, again, just Java download. Once we go through Java 10 is not required for us at this point of time, so we'll go to the previous version of Java. It will be Java 8. So if you come down over here, you have a Java 8 mentioning a 171 170 update, and we need JDK. Remember, not JRE, we need a JDK. So click on this JDK, and here it will ask you which version or which operating system you want to install. So I would like an x64 version, so I'm clicking on for. Before that you need to accept license agreement and appropriate based on your operating system. Select this version, and for me, if you started, it is starting download. It will take approximately a minute time. For that being, I'm just pausing the video for the time being. Okay, here it is. Here my JDK was downloaded in my local laptop. So what I can do is now I can go to this is my local laptop, and I can see JDK was downloaded. Now I'm just putting this JDK, transferring this file to Jenkins master server, which is the right 192.168.192.1, which is my IP colon, and I'm giving password for my Jenkins master server. So it's transferring. Look at, and yes, it transfers, and if you look at here, then it came to my local thing, from local server to Jenkins master server. Now let's install this JDK. So before this installation, I would recommend you to run yum update if you haven't already ran. And if you already ran, then it's okay. If you're not, so that I want to make sure the system is up to date. So here my yum update got completed. It seems a new kernel got released from the CentOS, the time when I installed the operating system by now. So now I'm going to go with JDK installation over here. So what we can do is we can do even local install, and you can give the JDK. So for that, it is validating the dependencies. So JDK is asking us to install. It is consuming 279 MB in your CentOS operating system, which is going to consume, and installing the JDK. It will take less than 30 seconds, of course, based on your memory and CPU allocated for the virtual machine. So here it's been installed, and so here JDK installation got completed. So that you can validate your version, what is the version which is running. And you see Java version 1.8 and SC runtime environment. Now what you can do is you have to set the Java home as a variable, otherwise Jenkins will fail. That is one of the prerequisites to Jenkins to run. Now to see whether it's been set or not, underscore home. See that at this point of time variable has been not set. So you can first set the variable. For that, what you can do is update alternative display Java. By running this command, it will show you the what are the versions you have. By any chance, if you're running multiple versions, and it will show the current best version. So what you can take this, you can take this till JRE, copy it, and go to your bash profile, and here you can give the path export underscore home equal to JRE, and in the below line you can add it here colon dollar Java underscore home slash B. Now you're good. Now it will help you to set. I think for that only you need to just relog into your profile. Just doing that by signing out, signing in. Now if you run the same command, echo Java home, you get the path. Now you are all set to install Jenkins. Now I have set out steps down here under the shravancloud.blogspot.com. Here if you go, installation of Jenkins on CentOS 7. Here if you look at as per prerequisites, we have done like setting a host name. I already have it, and it's wget. If I don't have, we are going to check that. If you look at wget, we have yes, wget, it's already installed on this, and yum update we are already ran. Now what we need is we need a Jenkins repo. So I'm going to download this repo. So if you look at the repo was being downloaded and placed in the Jenkins .repo under the repos dot, and now you can install this as a key, because you need a key for importing this Jenkins as a repo. Then app import. So import is also successfully completed. Now as you can see that you can directly install using yum install -5. Yum install Jenkins plus -5. We install the Jenkins for us, and it won't take much time. It's downloading the relevant package. It approximately 71 or 72 MB in CentOS. For that it will download the Jenkins RPM. It will take a minute for do that. If you look at Jenkins installation was successfully completed, so what we can do is we can make this service bootable. While that means while you're restarting the server, the Jenkins service is automatically starts when you click it in boot and you need 5. So Jenkins on, CSU config Jenkins on. Now you're good to start your Jenkins service. Jenkins start. Now if you look at Jenkins service got started, active. Now we are good to access console. Now you can open it. Now I can repeat Jenkins master dot rulepaper.com :88. If you look at my Jenkins master has been trying to access, and for the first time when you are installing, you will have a secret code that's called administrator password. That's a default password. Well, it will come with generated with when I'm installing the Jenkins, and that can be found on your Jenkins server while accessing this file. I'll go back here. I'm just accessing that file. So this is my key. Just copying it and using the password. Continue. Good. Now if you look at this customized Jenkins, and you can go with suggested plugins, which is suggested by Jenkins ecosystem or Jenkins community, or else if you want any customized plugins based on your requirement, you can definitely use select plugins to install. For now, I'm going with install suggested plugins, and again I'll come back to custom plugins when we are doing an AD integration in the session itself in a while. So this suggested plugins will take little time based on your bandwidth, based on your resources what you have for your virtual machine. So I'm just keeping on a hold for a minute. I'll be back. So I'm back. After default plugins installation, this will get into your first end user creation page, and here you can create a user whatever you like to have it. And save and continue. So this is going to be your URL to access Jenkins going forward, and you can click on save and finish. Start using Jenkins. So from here on, you are ready to use Jenkins. And if you look at, for now, whatever user we created, it is a user which is a local user for Jenkins DB. So how you can confirm that? By clicking on Jenkins, manage Jenkins, configure global security. Okay, if you look at here, security realm, you have called default selected is Jenkins own user database. That means whatever users who have been creating it, that is being have run Jenkins is going to manage its own database. So again, you can check that manage Jenkins, and if you go to manage users, you come to know what all users have been here. If you want, you can create one more user, but what user is creating, it is a normal user. But just imagine to create users like this is not easy when you are being enterprise. So that is one of the reason we are trying to integrate our Jenkins with Active Directory. Now it's not only about integration, and even you should be able to manage groups and users for respective roles. That means you should be in a position to assign a role for the Active Directory users. You cannot make everybody as an admin. Somebody may be a developer, somebody may be just a read-only user. So for that reason, you need even role management plugin. So now we are going to install two plugins. One is Active Directory integration plugin, and second one is role management plugin. So for that, you need to come to manage Jenkins and manage plugins here. Here you can click on available. So it will show all the available plugins, and here you can search for Active Directory. Enable authentications through Active Directory plugin, this thing, and other thing we need is role-based authorization strategy. So for this, you can click on install without restart. So if you look at, it is not only installing those plugins, and it has been validating any dependency plugin it will install, but for this it is only direct to these two plugins has to be installed. Now click on go back to the top page, and if you go to the manage Jenkins and configure security, global security. Now if you look at, you have option. Earlier you don't have this option called Active Directory. Now you have it, and select this. So remember this, when you are selecting Active Directory, you are no more locally going to work. So that means which you already created as a Jenkins own user database. Now for that I need to look back at directory. You need to add domain, and here you need to create your domain. For all these things to get it, I already created my server, which is active directory server. So if you click on, and once you log in, go to server manager and click on tools, and here you need active directory users and computers. Okay, and at the same time you need the domain details. To keep it very simple, here you can see that the domain is rulepaper.com for me in my case, and you need domain controller. Domain controller means what is the server name where this domain has been installed or configured. Now for that, to find it, you just need properties. This is one of the easiest way to manage. You just look at that rpad.rulepaper.com. This is what my domain controller name, and my domain name is rulepaper.com. Okay, so we have the details. So I'm just finding it, rulepaper.com, and my domain controller is pad.rulepaper.com, and I need to have a site details. So again in Active Directory you have options for sites. So click on again tools, and here I have Active Directory sites and services. So if you look at, I have my default site with my Active Directory, but I renamed as a Rulepaper. If you want new site, you can definitely create a new site, or else you can leverage to use your existing site. So here I'm going to use my existing site, which is again Rulepaper. Now this is very important. You look at the bind DN. That means for which user is authenticated against Active Directory, which will allow you to integrate. So for that you need to know the bind name. So for that I'm going to create a user. If you look at, I'm going to create a new user, and my name is, I'm just putting Jenkins. So username is also Jenkins. Domain is rulepaper.com, yes, and I want to change, put the password, and disabling this because I want to have service account, and service account may not to have expired date. But if you want, you can definitely uncheck this if you want to reset password for as per your Active Directory domain password expired policy. For now, I'm never expired. Next, finish. So now I have a Jenkins user. So how I can find the respective DN or bind DN for this? So for that, you can, things are created here, OUS users, and username is Jenkins, and domain is rulepaper.com. But if you really don't know what is your full path of bind DN, then I would suggest a tool called Untitled, which is an open source free tool. And once you open this tool, here it will allow you to add a Ldap node. Here, since I'm running this tool as a locally for my Active Directory, I'm just giving localhost, or else you need to give a remote host IP or host name as per your requirement. And I'm giving user current credentials. Yes, it should be fine for me because that credentials works against Active Directory. Now if you explore it, you see that you have all the Active Directory things what you have been looking here. Most of the things you are already looking at this. Now I have a Jenkins user. Now on the right side, if you look at, this is what distinguisher name, which is a DM. See, what is my Jenkins DM here? CN equal to Jenkins, comma, CN equals users, and Rulepaper, and dot is rulepaper.com, this is com. So I can use the same thing in my here. So here CN is Jenkins, comma, if you look at, and next CN is users, CN equal to users, then DC equal to Rulepaper, comma, and DC equal to if you observe here, that's for the DN distribution name for my Jenkins user. Great. Now this is, I'm going to use the password which I when I created Active Directory. Now what you can do is you can test domain, you see, for the success. That means with this user, with this DM, with this domain name, with this domain controller, this now Jenkins server is able to communicate with this domain controller. So this is success now. We're good. Now what you can do is, here next comes to authorization. Authorization, as I mentioned, you really need to know for which users which role has to be granted. For that, you have different set of authorization models are here, like metrics-based security, like anonymous users, authenticated users, what kind of you can give it, or you can give the project-based metrics. That means if you have specific projects, for the specific projects how you want to grant access. When you are in multi-tenant concept or multi-tenant, different business units are using the same Jenkins server, then project-based metrics authorization strategy is a very good way to go. But for now, I'm going with a role-based strategy, which I'm going to show you how you can assign a role for the specific Active Directory user or a group. So for this configuration, your Active Directory configuration is completed and tested successfully, and you selected the role-based strategy. Click on Apply, and your setting has been saved, and you can click on Save. Good. So now AD integration is completed in your Jenkins, but still one thing is left, is how you are going to manage your permissions. So here you look at manage and assign roles. Now here first you need to create your manage roles. So you have only admin role. So if you want to have it any roles to be defined, like a developer role or a read-only role, you know, whatever permissions you want to grant it, so you can definitely create the role for it. Now let's say that I want to create a read-only role. You can add it. Now you see that read-only role is created. You can assign overall read, and don't want to assign any other permissions for this, and I want to add one more role called developer. So click on add, and developer I want to give read overall, and I want to give an agent or jobs I want to see, like build, cancel, configure, create, delete, discover. There I don't want to give it, but at least discover, read, and workspace. And I want to give a replay or update once, and I can give view details like create and read and tag it. So like this, your specific permissions you can attach it, and you can come and apply and save. Now the roles has been created. Now let's assign the users. Now I have a Jenkins user created in Active Directory. So now what I can do, Jenkins, click on add. Now you look at what I would like to do is Jenkins, I want to make it an admin. Okay, now I want to add a group. Now let's see, because so far I haven't created a group in Active Directory. What I can do is I can add a group and say that group name is Jenkins underscore admins. Okay, click OK, and I want to create one more user. That's user and user. Okay, I'll tell you why I'm creating this user. So now this I'm going members, I'm adding a user into this group. Okay, so that means now I'm going to add admins group. Click on add, and I'm going to give an admin role. Come on here and apply, save. Now if you go back to admin assign roles, now if you get this two, I need to identify. The single image was here a user, and double with image with notepad is called a group. Now we are good to go. Now what I can do is to test it whether it's working or not. I'm opening the same page on the tab, and I'm logging out with my Rulepaper local academy. So log out. Here I'm going to give it now Rulepaper Jenkins as a username and password. Login. See, we have got an error with Rulepaper Jenkins is missing overall read permissions. That means this user is not fully have an access to admin yet. Just trying with Rulepaper user and password. Yeah, I will log in with active directory. If you look at configure, you will see this is a completely an active directory user, and to validate that you can Jenkins. If you look at my send roles, and if you look at I have a Jenkins user and I have Jenkins underscore admin. Okay, great. So now your Jenkins is tightly integrated with active directory, and all your users based on your requirement under manage assign roles, you are good to go with all the configuration as you need. And here on, like as I've mentioned, you can manage active directory. And one more important thing, if you want to check the active directory health status, whether it's been communicating and how it's your health status, if you look at rulepaper.com is my domain, and DNS relation was got to resolve, and global catalog and Ldap catalog was not required, but DNS is working absolutely fine for you. And at this point, we're good to go, and let's log out from here, and we'll try to log in with a Jenkins user. See that even Jenkins user is able to communicate, and hopefully this video will help you to how you can integrate with Jenkins and Active Directory, and you may have explored a lot of other options in coming sessions. And thanks for watching, and have a great day for all of you. Enjoy the session.